So, it's been a few days since I was able to do another journal. This week has been rough. Haven't had the best, while, but it's always around my birthday time that I don't know. To me, it's just another day. I'm glad I was born that day, but I feel like celebration should happen at the end of life. We do have our funerals and stuff like that, yeah, but those seem more gloomy. Why would you be gloomy about a whole entire lifetime of a life? And I'm only talking about this because it's just birthdays. Another way to get money off. Stuff's free. You don't need to buy that limo. It does sound like fun. Trust me. Been there, done stuff for people for their birthday parties, bought limos. Never expecting anything returned, never got anything returned, but I was able to see someone smile. The other person might have not seen it that way. But I never saw, that one's hard to explain. But my biggest thing today I would like to talk about is that it's okay to be scared. It's a normal human emotion that people try to avoid, even myself. And that's where the avoidance comes in, because nobody wants to be scared. Nobody wants to feel that feeling. Sorry, my hair is all kinds of getting long. But yeah, nobody wants to have that feeling. People just want to always have that feeling that, happiness and gratitude, and which is unrealistic, because without fear we need a balance of all the things for us to be a human. And fear just so happens to be one of them. Fear, love, those are kind of under the same thing. If you think about it, it's like a blanketed topic. But times are trying right now. There's a lot of things that are going on in life, a lot of changes. Even stuff around me right now, like stuff I would have never seen. But the thing is like I said before, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And the more aware and the more awareness that gets spread out there, and the more love that's spread out there, the more you'll see the positivity coming. We need more of that. For the longest time, there was always, how are you so pessimistic? Well, I see more negative things in this world than I do positive. Or I have seen. Out of all the states and all the different people I've met in different situations, it's always the same thing. I don't know. I don't know if they were scared, and that's how they dealt with life, and it was just a messed up way of dealing, or their twisted way of dealing, of how to get them through life. And I could hate them all day, but I can't, because I had to do the same thing. I had to get through life trying to figure out where I fit in, which I still don't know where I do. But things are starting to feel better on the inside. It doesn't feel like it feels like a little bit of a hole or a gap. My support group that I have behind me, they're amazing. They do an amazing job. But yeah, so I haven't really heard anything on surgery yet. I just know as much as everybody else knows so far, and that's just, I'm waiting for, they had to get in touch with the person that did my braces. So the surgeon and the brace guy can get together. I guess they want to look at my occlusion and stuff before they decide on what kind of game plan. Sorry, I'm all kinds of, nerves are everywhere. Jeez, my hair's long. Anyways, yeah, the biggest thing is staying strong, have realistic goals. They don't have to be huge ones, because if they're huge ones, then you have an expectation. You don't need to let everybody else know your goals, whether it be losing weight or beginning of the year, because then that's when the fun gets taken out of it, because now you feel like you have to keep up with it just to keep a certain image, so that people are like, well, they're not like, well, I thought you were going to the gym, but it looks like you're gaining weight, or it's just an example, but like, love yourself for yourself, not anybody else. It's really a hard concept, but also an easy concept at the same time, if you think about it. The biggest thing with me is I got so used to being around all the negativity all the time, is that's where I thrived. And some days I really don't know what to do with myself, but I'm also very grateful and happy that I am where I am right now, because I really don't know where I would be, actually. I just don't even know. I'm sure there's a lot more to the trauma, even the physical trauma that was applied to my skull, and I haven't even seen my, I guess I can go on there and look, but I don't want to. And if I do, all I'm going to see is probably negative, and I would need someone to explain it to me before I just jump in there, because then I'll just jump to the worst case scenario, and then it'll just worry me. So I don't really think I want to see my MRI. I can only imagine what it looks like. And if it's as serious as they're talking, then a lot of things are changing real quick. And like I said, it's okay to be scared. There's going to be times in life where you think that, not even think, you believe that someone is in your corner. Family, friends. The most disappointing part of it all is when the light gets shed on a situation and you get to see people's true colors. And people are really good at hiding their true colors. There is a rule, not a rule, but an unwritten thing when you don't know someone until you move in with them. Well, that's true too, but I've moved in with people I was married one time, and we lived together for 7 years, and I felt like I was a stranger to him, but as things get amped up towards the end and stuff, he started showing his real colors, and it was scary. I know that I get a certain way, and when I get backed into a corner, and sometimes I don't handle that in a healthy way, but at the time when my emotions put over that high, it's not blacking out, it's more like my battery's dying. It's just a defense wall. But yeah, there's just so much on my brain right now, I don't even know what to talk about. That's why I have a hard time doing these sometimes, because I can't keep my thoughts straight, but hoping that it gets better. I feel like my thoughts and stuff are not as intense. It's just a matter of getting it out there. But yeah, it's been a pretty rough week, man. A lot of things changed over the last few days. And they can be looked at as a negative change or a positive change. They're both, when I look at it, it's like, it could be negative or it could be a positive. We could be making room for something more, or it might not be the results we want now, and it doesn't feel good on the inside, but later on it'll pay off, kind of thing. We just gotta make sure that we're all looking out for each other too, not just being selfish and looking out for just ourselves. It's good to look out for just yourself and be selfish. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to a point where it's negatively impacting people around you, it's not a healthy thing. And I'm still learning that stuff about myself too. I'm not 100% perfect, trust me. It's